Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of AI and productivity
hmm
with Google's latest offering, Agentspace.
Okay.
You sent us a Google Cloud pitch deck that's got me super curious,
Yeah.
along with some news articles. So let's see if Agentspace really is the solution to information overload.
It's certainly a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for that magic bullet for productivity,
All right.
especially with the explosion of AI tools.
Okay, so the pitch deck starts off by painting a picture that feels all too familiar, right? They're saying a whopping 89% of employees are searching up to 6 different sources for information.
Wow.
I mean, just thinking about all the tabs I have open right now makes my head spin.
And it's not just about the sheer volume of information.
Right.
It's about the different types of sources we're dealing with.
Yeah.
The pitch deck actually has this really cool visualization showing the vast landscape of enterprise applications.
I saw that.
We're talking analytics platforms like Google Analytics and Tableau, project management tools like Jira, communication platforms like Slack. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, it's no wonder people are feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Get this, 54% of employees feel like the current AI solutions out there just don't understand the context of their questions.
It's like asking a chatbot a question about a specific project.
Yeah.
And it gives you a generic answer that doesn't take into account all the nuances of your situation.
Right.
Super frustrating.
Totally. And the pitch deck highlights that 65% of employees crave a more comprehensive solution, something that can not only answer questions, but also guide them through entire workflows.
Which brings us to Google's proposed solution,
Yeah.
Agentspace,
Okay.
described as AI that illuminates the enterprise ambitious right.
Definitely. So what is this Agentspace exactly?
What?
The pitch deck says it combines Google Quality Search, their new super smart AI model called Gemini,
Right.
and of course, access to all your enterprise data.
You'll notice the pitch deck mentions Gemini a lot.
Yeah.
This is actually Google's most advanced AI model. And it's the brains behind a lot of Agentspace's capabilities.
Makes sense. It's like they've taken the best of Google Search and supercharged it with AI and access to all your company's internal knowledge.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they're promising 3 core capabilities. Searching across both enterprise and public data.
Okay.
Expert agents designed for specific workflows and new ways to interact with data using something called Notebook LM.
Okay, break that down for me.
Okay.
What does searching in Agentspace actually look like?
Imagine you're working on a project and need to quickly find a specific email thread about budget approvals.
Okay.
With Agentspace, you wouldn't have to wade through your entire inbox.
Right.
You would understand the context of your current task and surface that exact thread.
That's wild. And the pitch deck claims the search results are personalized and include citations from both internal and external sources.
It's not just about finding any document containing your keywords.
Right.
Agentspace, powered by Google's Knowledge Graph, actually understands the relationships between data. Think about it this way. A traditional search might find every document containing the words marketing campaign.
Yeah.
But Agentspace, powered by the Knowledge Graph, understands the relationships between data.
Okay.
It might surface documents related to your specific upcoming campaign, even if those documents don't explicitly mention marketing campaign.
So it's like having a research assistant who knows everything about your company and can pull information from anywhere.
Pretty much. And the pitch deck gives another example.
Okay.
Imagine needing to know who's responsible for a certain project.
Uh-huh.
Agentspace can connect the dots between project documents, team structures, and even communication history to figure out who the project owner is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of saving time, let's talk about this summarization feature they're highlighting.
Ah, yes, the dream of never having to read another long email thread again.
Exactly. They're saying you can get quick summaries across all sorts of content,
Right.
including documents, emails, and even external sources. Think about prepping for a meeting instead of spending hours going through mountains of material. You could get a concise overview of a project,
Right.
or even understand a complex piece of code in seconds.
It's a great example of how AI can help us work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Instead of replacing human analysis, it's providing us with tools that make those processes more efficient.
Right.
We can then focus on the higher level thinking and decision making.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Content generation.
Okay.
They're talking product descriptions, blog posts, emails, even content for third-party systems.
Wow.
It almost sounds too good to be true.
The pitch deck definitely leans into the wow factor here.
Yeah.
But if it works as advertised, imagine the possibilities.
I know.
You could ask Agentspace to draft a marketing plan,
Uh-huh.
complete with target audience analysis and key messaging.
Okay.
Or picture this.
Mm-hmm.
You're working on a blog post and you need a specific image.
Yeah.
You could literally say, create an image of a dog playing with a product related to this blog content.
That's next level stuff. It almost feels like we're stepping into a sci-fi movie.
It definitely blurs the lines between what we thought was possible.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to the power of multimodal AI.
Okay.
Agentspace can understand and generate not just text, but also images, audio, and video.
Okay. I'm starting to get a bit of future shock here.
I can imagine.
But let's not forget about actually getting things done right.
Right.
That's where these actions come in.
Okay.
What are those exactly?
Think of actions as your personal task force.
Okay.
They're pre-configured or custom agents that can automate all sorts of workflows.
Uh-huh.
We're talking campaign creation, sending emails, scheduling meetings, even updating data in various systems.
The examples in the pitch deck are pretty compelling.
Yeah.
They talk about using actions to automatically create sales materials based on a new product document.
Right.
Or imagine simply saying, update my calendar with an out of office for tomorrow, and Agentspace takes care of it.
Exactly.
So far, Agentspace sounds pretty amazing. But I'm curious, how does it actually work?
Well, the pitch deck highlights a few key components.
Okay.
First, there are enterprise connectors.
Okay.
These are like bridges that allow Agentspace to securely access data from all sorts of sources,
Okay.
from Salesforce and SAP to custom-built applications.
That's reassuring, especially for large companies that rely on a complex web of systems. It means you wouldn't have to completely overhaul your existing infrastructure to use Agentspace.
Right. And then there's the magic of Google's knowledge graph.
Okay.
This is a massive database of entities and relationships that helps Agentspace connect the dots between different pieces of information.
Can you give me an example of how that would work in practice?
Sure. Let's say you're working on a project related to a specific client.
Okay.
Agentspace, using the knowledge graph, could automatically pull together all the relevant information about that client from various sources, like your CRM, email, and even public news articles. It's not just about finding individual pieces of data. It's about understanding the connections between them.
That makes sense. It's like having a research assistant who knows not only what information exists, but also how it all fits together.
Exactly.
But what about personalization? How does Agentspace tailor the experience to individual users?
They're using a combination of factors,
Okay.
including frequently accessed data user activity and predefined access controls.
Okay.
So Agentspace learns from your behavior to deliver more relevant results,
Right.
but it always respects the security boundaries set by your organization.
That's good to know. It wouldn't be helpful if it started sharing sensitive information with the wrong people.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget about the multimodal AI we talked about earlier.
Right.
They're showcasing the ability to understand search and generate not just text, but also images, audio, and video. Imagine searching through a video recording of a meeting
Yeah.
or asking Agentspace to create a short audio summary of a complex report.
Okay, my brain is officially overloaded. Let's take a quick breather and then come back to discuss the frameworks and tools Agentspace offers for building these AI agents.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground with Agentspace's features,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm curious about the user experience. What's it actually like to interact with this thing?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
One of the articles you shared talks about Google's push towards user-driven agents.
Okay.
It seems like they're really emphasizing the ability for individuals to create and customize their own AI agents.
That's different from what we're seeing with some other companies that are focusing more on pre-built or centrally managed agents.
It is, and I think it plays to Google's strengths.
Okay.
Think about their search engine and how they personalize results based on your browsing history.
Right.
They're applying that same philosophy to Agentspace.
The article also mentions that Agentspace is an extension of Google's Notebook LM offering. Can you refresh my memory on what Notebook LM is?
Of course. Remember we talked about it earlier. It's like a super-powered research assistant.
Right.
You can upload all sorts of information documents, articles, even audio and video,
Right.
and then interact with it using natural language.
Right. The article highlighted some cool features like being able to synthesize information from multiple sources, uncover insights, and even create audio summaries.
I'm a big podcast fan, so that audio summary feature really caught my attention.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to listen to a summary of a dense research paper while you're on a walk or commuting to work.
Right.
That would be a game changer.
Totally. And for enterprise users, they're offering Notebook LM Plus,
Right.
which has all those same features, but with enhanced security and privacy. So you can use it with sensitive company data without worrying about leaks or breaches.
It seems like they're really trying to integrate NotebookLM into the core of Agentspace.
Yeah.
The article describes Agentspace as turning NotebookLM into a platform for building and deploying all these different AI agents.
So it's not just about passively consuming information with NotebookLM, it's about taking action and automating tasks with the help of Agentspace.
Exactly.
Okay.
But even with all these impressive features,
yeah.
the article does raise some questions.
Okay. Like what?
The author seems a bit skeptical about whether a prompt-only interface will really resonate with most users.
I see their point. We're so used to interacting with technology through graphical interfaces,
Right.
menus, and buttons. The idea of relying solely on text prompts could be a hurdle for some people.
I wonder if they'll offer some sort of hybrid approach, maybe a combination of text prompts and visual cues
Yeah.
that might make it more intuitive for users who aren't comfortable with a purely text-based interface.
The author also had concerns about scalability and cross-platform integration.
Yeah.
They brought up some valid points about how well Agentspace will perform when an entire organization is using it,
Right.
especially with on-premise systems or even other cloud platforms.
Yeah, that's a big question mark for me, too. We've seen with other AI platforms that scaling up can be a challenge.
Yeah.
And integrating with legacy systems or different cloud environments can introduce a lot of complexity and potential security risks.
It sounds like the author's looking for more disruptive approaches in the no-code space, and they're not quite sure if Agentspace fits the bill.
It's hard to say at this point.
Yeah.
Agentspace is still a very new product,
Right.
and we need to see how it evolves.
Yeah.
But the article definitely raises some important questions about the future of no-code AI agent platforms.
Another article we have touches on the difference between Agentspace and Google's existing AI development platform, Vertex AI. I have to admit, I'm a bit confused about how these two platforms relate to each other.
That's a great point. It seems like Google is offering multiple tools that address different aspects of AI development and deployment.
Right.
But how do they all fit together? And who are each of these tools designed for?
Right.
It's a bit of a head-scratcher.
It feels like we're in the early days of the internet.
Yeah.
When all these different websites and services were popping up.
Right.
And it took some time for a clear ecosystem to emerge.
That's a great analogy. We need a map to navigate this complex landscape of AI tools and platforms.
And I think that highlights the role Google is playing in all of this. They're not just developing AI technologies, they're also trying to shape how those technologies are used and integrated into our work lives.
It makes you wonder what their grand vision is for the future of work, doesn't it?
Before we get too lost in the future, let's bring it back to the present and summarize what we've learned so far about Agentspace.
Okay, so it's clear that Google is making a big push into the enterprise AI agent market with Agentspace.
Yeah.
They're positioning it as this all-in-one solution for knowledge work, combining Google Quality Search, the power of Gemini, and access to all your company data.
They're also really emphasizing this idea of user-driven agents, empowering individual users to create and customize their own AI assistants.
Right.
And the integration of NotebookLM, especially the enterprise-grade version, seems like a key differentiator for Agentspace.
And while there are some valid questions about the user interface scalability and cross-platform integration, it's important to remember that this is still a brand new product.
Right.
We need to give it some time to mature and see how it evolves.
It's definitely a product worth watching. Google is clearly betting big on AI agents, and they're throwing a lot of resources behind Agentspace.
Right.
The question is, will it be enough to disrupt the market and become a major player in the enterprise AI agent space?
Only time will tell. But it's certainly a fascinating development in the world of AI and productivity.
So what does all this mean for you, our listener?
Well,
If you're struggling with information overload, drowning in emails, or just looking for ways to be more productive, Agentspace is definitely worth checking out.
but it's important to be aware of the potential challenges.
Right.
We've talked about the prompt-only interface, the scalability concerns, and the need for more clarity from Google on how Agentspace fits into their overall AI strategy.
And as with any new technology, it's crucial to evaluate it carefully and make sure it's the right fit for your specific needs and context.
Absolutely. But one thing is for sure, the world of work is changing rapidly.
Yeah.
And AI agents are playing a key role in that transformation. Agentspace is just one example of the many innovative solutions emerging in this space.
Right.
And it's an exciting time to be exploring all the possibilities.
All right, we've delved deep into the features and technical aspects of Agentspace. But before we wrap up, I want to shift gears and explore the bigger picture.
Okay.
You've talked about Agentspace as a tool for individuals and teams.
Right.
But what about the implications for organizations as a whole?
That's a great question. Imagine a world where every organization has access to powerful AI agents.
Yeah.
They can automate tasks, analyze data, and generate insights.
Right.
How would that change the way we work?
Yeah.
Would it lead to greater efficiency and innovation?
Right.
Or would it create new challenges and inequalities?
It's a lot to ponder, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's something we need to be thinking about as these technologies become more sophisticated and integrated into our work lives.
Definitely. It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we as a society choose to adapt and integrate these advancements into our lives and work.
We need to be having these conversations now while these technologies are still in their early stages of development. The choices we make today will have a ripple effect for years to come.
I completely agree. And as we continue to explore the world of AI agents,
Yeah?
it's important to approach these advancements with a balanced perspective, acknowledging both the potential benefits and the potential risks.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of part 2 of our deep dive into Google Agentspace. In part 3, we'll explore some of the potential societal impacts of AI agents and what this all means for the future of work. We spent a lot of time talking about the features and potential benefits of Agentspace, but I think it's important to also address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
What are the potential downsides of this technology?
That's the real crux of this deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beyond the shiny new features and the promise of increased productivity,
Right.
it's about understanding the potential societal impact of these advancements.
Exactly. And one concern that often comes up is the impact on jobs.
Right.
Will AI agents lead to widespread job displacement?
It's a valid question. And it's
Yeah.
one we need to grapple with as AI becomes more sophisticated and capable.
Yeah.
The truth is, any technology that can automate tasks has the potential to disrupt existing job markets.
The articles we read didn't really delve into that aspect, did they?
Not
They
really.
seemed more focused on the immediate benefits of Agentspace for individual users and businesses.
It's understandable that the initial focus is on productivity and efficiency.
Right.
But it's crucial to remember that the widespread adoption of AI agents will likely have a ripple effect on the workforce.
It makes me think about the Industrial Revolution and all the anxiety surrounding the introduction of machines. There were fears of mass unemployment,
Right.
but ultimately it led to the creation of new industries and jobs that people couldn't have even imagined before.
That's a great point. History has shown us that technological advancements often lead to shifts in the job market,
Right.
not necessarily widespread unemployment.
Okay.
But it does require adaptation, retraining, and a willingness to embrace new skills and ways of working.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we as a society choose to adapt and integrate these advancements into our lives and work.
Exactly. And that requires a broader conversation.
Yeah.
One that involves not just technologists and business leaders,
Right.
but also educators, policymakers, and even philosophers and ethicists.
Right. We need to start thinking about these issues now.
Yeah,
While these technologies are still in their early stages of development,
absolutely.
the choices we make today will shape the future of work and society as a whole.
I completely agree. As AI agents become more prevalent, it's important to approach these advancements with a balanced perspective,
Yeah.
acknowledging both the potential benefits and the potential risks.
We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We have.
We've explored the ins and outs of Google Agentspace, from its powerful features and capabilities to the broader implications for the future of work.
We've talked about the potential benefits,
Right.
like increased efficiency, streamlined workflows,
Yeah.
and even the possibility of freeing up human workers for more creative and fulfilling tasks.
But we've also acknowledged the potential challenges,
Right.
such as the impact on jobs, the need for careful consideration of privacy and security, and the importance of responsible development and deployment of these powerful technologies.
It's a lot to consider, but it's a conversation we need to be having.
Yeah.
The future is being shaped right now, and we all have a role to play in shaping it responsibly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you, our listener, with a few final thoughts.
Okay.
The world of work is changing rapidly.
It is.
And AI agents like Agentspace are at the forefront of that transformation.
Stay informed, stay curious,
Yeah.
and stay engaged in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Explore the sources we discussed, form your own opinions,
Right.
and be an active participant in shaping the future of work.
And that wraps up our depth dive into Google Agentspace.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep questioning.